Hello, my name is Greg Wischer, and I am the founders of DeGracia Minerals, a critical minerals consultancy, and I am also a fellow at the Payne Institute for Public Policy at the Colorado School of Mines. Today, I will briefly discuss how demand-side policies in Keystone industries can help revive the U.S. mineral industry. The Keystone industry that we will assess is the automotive industry. The term Keystone industry comes from the term Keystone species coined by the ecologist Robert T. Payne. Keystone industries, like keystone species, consume significant volumes of upstream materials, including minerals, resulting in them disproportionately impacting upstream industries. Examples of keystone industries include the aerospace, automotive, and shipbuilding industries. For instance, the global automotive industry consumes 90% of global palladium, 40% of global platinum, and 20% of global aluminum. Notably, the electric vehicle transition will further increase the automotive industry's role as a keystone industry and its demands on the mineral industry. The picture on the right depicts the far greater mineral content of EVs versus internal combustion engine vehicles, with EV minerals in yellow circles and ICE minerals in black circles. Already, EVs represent 60% of global lithium demand and will represent an estimated 95% of global demand by 2030. EVs also represent 40% of global cobalt demand and 10% of global nickel demand. The Fraser Institute estimates that 400 new mines are needed to meet 2030 EV adoption targets globally. This slide depicts the IEA's projection on mineral demand based on government stated policies regarding EV adoption. Simply put, the projected demand is through the roof. Importantly, these mineral projections could be dampened based on changes in battery chemistry, which we are already seeing with LFP chemistries gaining increasing market share relative to NCM chemistries. However, amid the EV transition, the U.S. auto industry will predominantly source lower cost minerals from overseas. But why do these foreign minerals have lower costs? They do because of larger mineral reserves, higher mineral grades, greater state backing, lower environmental standards, and lower labor standards. These factors contribute to foreign minerals having cost advantages over U.S. minerals. Yet, there are risks of import reliance on these foreign minerals. 1. Mineral supply disruptions like export controls. 2. Financial benefits to foreign state-backed mineral companies that do not adhere to equivalent U.S. environmental and labor standards. And 3. Disincentives to develop U.S. mineral production. These risks can undermine America's keystone industries, benefit companies and countries opposed to U.S. interests, and stifle the development of the U.S. mineral industry. To reduce import reliance, the U.S. government has largely focused on supply-side policies like grants and loans, but the Inflation Reduction Act included a key demand-side policy, $3,750 consumer tax credit for EVs with batteries containing a certain percentage of minerals extracted or processed in the United States, free trade partners, and countries with whom the United States has critical mineral agreements, like Japan. And importantly, beginning in 2025, these EV batteries must not contain content from foreign entities of concern, which is 25% ownership threshold from a covered nation. These policies alone, however, will fail to increase U.S. mineral production, given the lower cost of imported minerals. To increase U.S. mineral production, the U.S. government should increase demand for U.S. produced minerals. The policies that can do so include, number 1, enhancing domestic mineral content requirements for government tax credits, including consumer, investment, and production tax credits. Specifically, this means providing higher tax credits for sourcing U.S. extracted and processed minerals over foreign minerals, even if they are produced in FTA or critical mineral agreement countries. Under the IRA, the critical minerals tax credit treats eligible foreign countries the same as domestic producers, but foreign mineral producers often have lower mineral costs and higher economies of scale, meaning they can offer lower mineral prices to U.S. EV automakers. Consequently, the critical minerals tax credit will not necessarily increase demand for U.S. minerals. If Ford has the opportunity to source battery-grade nickel sulfate from a startup U.S. nickel producer or Sumitomo in Japan, Ford will undoubtedly go with Sumitomo. The critical minerals tax credit should be revised to incentivize U.S. mineral production over foreign mineral production. Number 2, the U.S. government should enhance the domestic mineral feedstock requirements for government financial support. If a downstream project like a gigafactory is going to receive government grants or loans, that project should be required to source a certain percentage of their feedstock from domestic producers. A taxpayer-funded capacity expansion at a downstream project should not result in increased feedstock from China. Number 3, the U.S. government should enhance the domestic mineral content requirements for government acquisitions, such as the U.S. Army's acquisition of EVs for its non-tactical fleet. The U.S. government should be required to source EVs with batteries containing a certain percentage of domestic mineral content, and also excluding any content from foreign entities of concern. Without such requirements, U.S. government acquisitions of electric vehicles could increase demand for foreign-produced minerals, including from China. Lastly, the U.S. government should also impose environmental and labor tariffs to ensure minerals failing to meet U.S. environmental and labor standards do not have unfair cost advantages versus U.S. produced minerals. For instance, state-backed Chinese and Indonesian companies often clear-cut rainforests in Indonesia to build open-pit nickel laterite mines. These companies then produce mixed hydroxide precipitate that is converted into nickel sulfate, which is necessary in certain electric vehicle batteries. Imports of these nickel products should face substantial U.S. import tariffs given their environmental costs. Together, these policies should help increase demand for U.S. produced minerals and thus increase U.S. mineral production, helping revive the U.S. mineral industry. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to our discussion in Austin.